الطمأنينة or Al-Itmi'nan. Itmi'nan means being calm, still, relaxed in your movement or between movements in salah. Okay, in your actions, all actions of salah. And one of the hadith which becomes the basis for this is the hadith which keeps coming back, al-musi'u salatahu, or you say al-musi'u fi salatihi. I'm going to discuss this hadith a lot today, inshallah. In that hadith, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the man who prayed really quickly, go back, you haven't prayed, until he taught him how to pray. And then in his prayer, when he was teaching him how to pray, throughout the hadith he said, ثُمَّ ارْكَعْ حَتَّى تَطْمَئِنَّ رَاكِعًا ثُمَّ اعْتَدِلْ حَتَّى تعتدل قائما ثم اسجد حتى تطمئن ساجدا ثم افعل ذلك في الصلاة كلها. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told him, when you do ruku, be in ruku until you have been there with Itmi'nan and you stayed in that position, and then don't rush. So due to this hadith, other than Hanafis, all the other madhahib, the Maliki, Shafi'i and Hanbali madhab, they say Itmi'nan, Al-Itmi'nan or At-Tama'nina, how do you want to say it? It is fard in salah. If you didn't do it, it will invalidate your salah. Where Ahnaf say is wajib. If you didn't do it, it will invalidate your salah. But if you didn't do it because you forgot or mistakenly, then it will not invalidate your salah. You'll have to do sajda sahw. Okay. And when we counted our wajibat of salah, did I count? We did say itmi'nan in all actions of salah. There is one bit which is sitting between the two sajda, jalsa, between two sajda. I will cover that today as well, inshallah. So there will be more clarity on that.
All other three madhahib say is fard.
Yeah. The reason they say it's fard, because Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam made the person, a Bedouin type of person came, he prayed salah really quickly, and then he came, he said salam to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied to him and said, go back, pray, you haven't prayed. The fact that he made him pray again, it has to be something which invalidates the salah. So two things can invalidate salah. Now, remember this. In the Shafi'i and Maliki madhab, there is either fard or is sunnah. There is nothing in the middle. Okay? Hanafi madhab, there is fard as a category, wajib, and then sunnah, which we have covered before. Hanbalis for salah. For salah, they have fard, wajib, and sunnah. And some other madhahib in the ahkam of hajj, they have, even they don't have wajib, but they have wajib in ahkam, they have a category of wajib. But we discussed that before. But in essence, the reason Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam made this man repeat his salah, because according to Ahnaf, that he missed out a wajib, not forgetfully, but he didn't do it. So his salah wasn't done, so he had to repeat it. Where the others, they say, no, because it was a fard and salah wasn't done as a result. Both will have same consequences. You'll have to redo the salah. Okay? I have explained before that why Ahnaf say that this hadith cannot mean fard, it means wajib. itmi'nan being wajib. I have discussed that before in previous lessons, where ruku and sajda is proven by Quran. So they say itmi'nan is proven by hadith. So you have Quran, which you can't add or reduce things of the hukum of Quran and make it to the same level from hadith. It will be nasakh of Quran on a dalil which is lower than Quran. So they say hadith cannot come. The sajda is fard. Allah said sajda is fard. But Allah said to do sajda, so that's fard. Now you've got hadith saying itmi'nan. So now that itmi'nan cannot be put with sajda because you are putting something equal to Quran and something Allah didn't add with sajda, you are adding it to the same level. So if you're going to add something, it must go in wajib. Now the madhab has a category of wajib is for this purpose. So they say, if someone missed it forgetfully, he can regain that salah by doing sajda sahu. But others say, no, it is fard. And inshallah, if I remember, I will touch on this bit as well. And if I don't, remind me at the end of the lesson, inshallah. So, to explain itmi'nan, the best way to describe it, it is to remain still between two movements of salah or after a movement until the fard or the wajib dhikr is completed, or even less than that. You are in the position relaxed or still without moving until one looks at you and you are in that position. For example, if someone is he's moving, he's not relaxed. If someone comes up from ruku and he is not straight and so we won't say, but if he remains in the position for a while, if someone goes in the ruku and he remains in that position of ruku until he says Subhana Rabbi al-Azim, then we will say the person is in ruku, but he never stops, he's still moving. So that's not itmi'nan. It's too quick, and the person doesn't remain in the position long enough for us to say he is in that position. So you remain in that position and relaxed in that position until you are completely relaxed and you are not moving. So for example, in ruku, if you go down in the position of ruku and then you can say Subhana Rabbil Azim. Normally we would expect you to say 3 times, but some said even less than that. If you stayed in the position, your fard of or wajib of itmi'nan will be done. Okay, but imagine this itmi'nan has to be something visible. It's something visible. So it's to do with, because Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw someone praying, he said, you haven't prayed. So, and then he told him, when you do sajda, do ruku, when you do stand, all of do itmi'nan until you have itmi'nan. Now, obviously, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is showing him that he missed that, but because it was visible that he missed that. So, like some religions, they move like Yahudis, when they read, they're moving all the time like this. Yeah, we have some brothers, they have a problem when they sit in tashahud, they can't sit properly and they are moving. You have to sit long enough in their position for us to say you are in that position. As soon as he go in the tashahud and he is moving because his knees are not, he's not used to sitting like that. That's not itmi'nan. Okay. And so, if you remember, when we were doing salat of marid, we said the Malikis, they said the one who can't sit like tashahud the way we sit, he should sit tarabbu'an. Like, what do you call this sitting? cross-legged, like sit. Now, if you ask, is it better to sit moving like that in your tashahhud, or actually sit relaxed with cross-legged if you can't sit the other way? Some madhab, they say he should sit like that. The Malikis definitely, they say he should sit like that. Yeah, because Itmi'nan is a fard. It can't be left out. Itmi'nan, when it comes to body, is to do with relaxed and staying still, and also is used in Quran, وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي. So my heart is at ease. So you can see the meaning, to be at ease in the position still. Clear? Let me add to this that we said the sajda, the sitting between two sajdas. The Hanafis, some said it is wajib, and some said it is not wajib, it is sunnah. Hanafis, they say that sitting between the two sajda, it is wajib, most of them say. Actually, they have three views. Qadi Abu Yusuf, he said it's rukn, fard, like the other madhahib. And Imam Abu Hanifa, he says it's wajib. And some other Hanafi scholars, they said it's sunnah. Okay. And I will inshallah, they say because the sitting between the two sajda is to facilitate the sajda. So allow you to do one sajda and the other sajda. Itself in it has to be done. But it is not wajib. So if there was no itmi'nan in that bit, just that bit, the salah will still be okay. But it will be a great loss. That's only those who say is sunnah. There are not many. The fatwa is wajib, but there is ikhtilaf. Okay, so if someone didn't sit properly between two sajda, that is excusable in the Hanafi madhab to some extent. Then someone not sitting properly in tashahhud, the last tashahhud, especially. Those who say they don't consider it wajib, sitting between two sajda, so because it's not wajib, so the itminan in it is not wajib either. Yeah. Recently, the fatwa I have seen of the madhab, that it is wajib. They say it is wajib. But whatever a view of a person is, if others say it is a rukn, and even in the Hanafi madhab they disagree whether it is wajib or sunnah, a person should do. And if nothing else, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said in the hadith, ثُمَّ ارْفَعْ حَتَّى تَطْمَئِنَّ جَالِسًا. After sajda, sit up until you sit with itminan. If Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said it is unfair or a very big loss for a person not to do it. Also in other hadith, the wording is ثُمَّ ارْفَعْ حَتَّى تَسْتَوِيَ وَتَطْمَئِنَّ جَالِسًا, with so much emphasize that you sit properly and you relax in that position between two sajda.